Hello again. Welcome to Political Circle. In a rapidly unfolding political drama, the Ebonyi State political atmosphere is heating up. Governor Francis Nwifuru has publicly declared that true politicians must always expect opposition, and he insists he remains unshakable by the recent coalition of political parties, both within Ebonyi State and across the nation. But beneath the surface, political observers are asking, what was the response from Ebonyi State? Why was the response from Ebonyi State so swift? Is the governor merely confident or subtly concerned? And is the so-called coalition already being hijacked in the state? These questions and the forces at play are what we'll be dissecting today. Welcome again to Political Circle, your deep dive into the power plays. My name is Luke Mbo, and I'm joined today by a political actor in the person of Barrister Okeze Frederick Nwambo. He is a member of the Nigerian Institute of Chartered Arbitrators, a notary public in Nigeria, former coordinator of Amasri Development Center, Afipu, Ebonyi State, a seasoned private legal practitioner. Barrister Okeze Nwambo. It's my pleasure to have you today.
My pleasure too.
You're welcome. Well, before we get started into our topic today, which is coalition fever in Ebonyi State, I'd like you know that our former president, General Buhari, just passed. How did it come to you?
The passing? My condolences to the family and Nigeria as a whole. He was a great man, he was a good man. It came to me as a root shock. Though death is inevitable. It's a road that everybody must pass. But then, his own, I didn't really expect him to die so soon after 2 years of leaving office. But then, what can we say? We are human. It's his time. I believe it was when he was destined to die that he died. So, my condolences to Nigeria and his family, and all the well-wishers of Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Let's now come to our topic. Your governor, Mr. Nwifuru, reacted so fast to the news of the coalition of all opposition political parties in the country. Why is this so?
Well, why it is so is because he knows the political terrain of where he is or where he's government, Ebonyi State. Well, people may say he reacted, maybe whether it is fear or whatever. For me, having been on ground in Ebonyi, I don't think it's any fear. There is no fear in him. Why do I say so? If you go to Ebonyi State, because of his humane character, because of his disposition, because of the kind of person he is, all the opposition parties, all the opposition elements, they've all collapsed to support his government. Call it PDP, call it any political party you want to call it. I have to be honest with you. They've all collapsed because he's doing well. You see, there is why really he made such comment is because there is a group called Francis Frontiers. Francis Frontiers is the political movement. It's a group that have come from all former this, former that, captains of industries, all manner of persons of goodwill that is said we must support this government. Though if you look at the caliber of persons that are in that group, you know that he is ready and confident to tell anybody that the opposition or the coalition or whatever name you call it cannot do anything as far as Ebonyi State is concerned. We are not trying to brag about it. He has men and women of character and content that will stand and make sure that his second tenure is not negotiable. It's so close. And we are, you see, when you see a man, don't forget that Nwifuru is, in terms of politics, is grounded. He read it as a book. Why do I say so? He's somebody that was a member of the political party, APC. as official PDP then as official member. From there to House of Assembly, where he also served after some years. He served as a speaker for 8 years. He served under different governments, and of course, he understood what it means to play politics. And of course, look at what he's doing. He has galvanized all the forces in Ebonyi State to be under one umbrella, APC. And everybody is singing hallelujah because of what he's doing in Ebonyi State. So when people say he quickly reacted, it's because he knows the people or the kind of structure he has on ground, that there is no shaking in Ebonyi State. His second tenure is already, we are waiting for that time to come for him to return for his second tenure. So he's not in any way fever or whatever name you call it. He's sure of the kind of persons and the kind of people he has on ground as Ebonyi State. We are not playing with it.
So there is no fear.
There is no fear as far as Ebonyi State is concerned. I can beat my chest and tell you that.
What is his relationship with his former principal?
It's cordial. It's cordial. If you watch the former principal, Chief David Umezumahi, his younger brother, Chief Austin Umahi, who happens to be the chairman, Federal Board of this university in Kano State. Yes.
Is it Byron University?
Yes, Byron University. He gave out his wife, his daughter in marriage. That was last Thursday or thereabout. The entire Ebonyi State, the entire stakeholders of Ebonyi State, governor led them to Umahi's compound, where she forced Umahi gave out his daughter's hand in marriage. So the relationship is so cordial, and he has been doing his work, and there is no interference.
So, but at a time there were rumors that Umahi might be tinkering with his second term in Ebonyi State. Did you notice that rumor at all?
Well, in politics, rumor is part of politics. Rumor is part of politics. As a politician, the one I see or the one I work with is the one that comes to play. Then we'll tackle it headlong. So we have such rumor, but you and I have seen that there's not been any act to put into effect that rumor.
Don't you think it will be part of the things that is making the governor a little jittery?
Who told you the governor is jittery? The governor cannot be jittery. I've told you that governor has assembled all the good heads. Those whom, if they tell you are not going, you are not going. He has assembled all of them because of his good work, because of his human nature, because in Ebonyi State, let me tell you, we have our own peculiarities. That is why when some people talk about good governance, I say, do you know the definition of good governance? Because you must look at the peculiarities of the people before you now come to the conclusion whether this guy or this person is giving the people good governance. A governor is the type that knows where he pitches his people. And that is why in everywhere in the Ebonyi State, people are happy. So when people make all some manner of utterances and all those, and of course, it's people that doesn't live in Ebonyi State that make those utterances. If you come to Ebonyi, you know that the people are happy with him because of his administration. That is the kind of governor we have.
There is this minor cabinet reshuffle that took place recently. What's your take on it?
Well. Governor is the type that is so intelligent. He may not talk to you, but he's monitoring you. So if he feels that you will be good in this area, having watched you for 2 years, of course, he has a prerogative to say, okay, go there. Or if he feels that you are good here, but you'll be more needed in this area, he will push you to that area, because what we want is effective governance. And that is exactly what he's doing.
Tell me about how the formation of coalition by opposition men came to you people.
Let me tell you, if you are a student of history, you know, look at what happened in 2015, 2014 to 15, how APC came to be. If you look at it and look at this other, the new one you are calling coalition, you look at the kind of persons that are there. Why are they in coalition? These are people that felt the present government of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not accommodate them the way they ordinarily wanted to be accommodated. It's the same people that fought for Asiwaju to be president just because they did not accommodate. Some of them have been in power for over 20-something years. Just to stay away for 2 years, that is how they are now running around forming coalition and all that. They cannot even agree. They cannot agree among themselves. We are watching to see how they are, who they will choose, how they will go about choosing their presidency, and all that and all that. So these are people that can never agree together. So don't. There's no fear. I can assure you that there's no fear. You will see it.
What about the rumor again? Don't you know, in politics a lot of things
Yes.
is being
Rumored about.
yes. And there's this story about the government trying to hijack the coalition in Ebonyi already.
The governor is too busy for that kind of. He's a member of APC. He has no business with coalition. He has no business whatsoever to hijack. Hijack for what? I've told you that we don't even remember that there is anything like that, because we know we're on ground. The governor is solidly on ground. The governor is loved by his people. The governor is doing, there's what we call charter, charter of needs, and he's applying them judiciously, applying them to all the needs of the people. And that is why people are clapping for him, because he listed, of course, like I said, he's a grassroots politician. He listed all the needs of Ebonyi, and is now meeting those needs. Let me tell you, when people talk about all these bridges, all these whatever, and all those things and all that, and they now say that is what they want to use to measure one's performance. And for me, performance should be relative. Performance should be attached to the need of the people. Don't use a generalized method or style to say you are now, like, the need of Ebonyi may be different from the need of Lagos State or any other state, even in the southeast. Like, our need is how to make sure that our people acquire good education, and that is why His Excellency Chief Right Honorable Nwifuru sent about 214 Ebonians to one of the best universities in UK. Paid all expenses paid for their postgraduate and program, masters and PhD. Sent about 700 students to Nigerian universities for their PG programs, masters or PhD, as the case may be. You see, nobody hears this. This is billions of naira project that this man has executed, because he's a futuristic governor that wants the best of the state. People they think it's all about road, it's all about all these things and all this, and people will say that he has not commissioned a project. That one is a very big and huge project. I can call anybody in Ebonyi State. I am telling you, they all left and they're all there studying, and he paid for all their needs and all those things. That is what we do. That is what His Excellency Nwifuru does in Ebonyi, and that is what we call development.
I agree with you.
I'm telling you.
Because Walter Roney will say that development is not skyscrapers.
It's not.
But it is man's meaningful interaction with his environment. But that's not to say that we didn't hear rumor that structures has already been, call it hijacked, because one civil servant that we learned that works with the Ministry of Aviation has already assumed the office of and then handling and sharing certain positions.
All these are rumors. The other day, we read that the national whatever of coalition, the ADC or whatever name you call them, they have not instituted or constituted their state executives. So which one do you want to believe? Is it the rumor or the one you are hearing from the people that formed the coalition, which is ADC? So these are issues, and I want you people to do balancing of your reportage when you hear such this thing. I've told you that you don't even need to bring me here to ask me that kind of question. My governor is too busy for hijack for what? Are we afraid of coalition? We are not. And I can assure you that as far as Ebonyi State is concerned, I've told you that there is what we call Francis Frontiers, which was inaugurated, and they are doing marvelously well. And the kind of persons that are in that Francis Frontiers are people that if they say you will go, you will pass councillor to governorship election in Ebonyi State, you will win. And those are the people that he has been able to aggregate. And these people are singing his good word, because they've seen and they've heard they've touched, they felt all the good work Nwifuru is doing. Not because they just want to support him. It's based on things that are on ground. You see, Nwifuru is the type that now saw, because he's a young governor, I think he's the youngest governor in Nigeria, he's now saw the need to bring up young men into politics. You see, when you talk about Nwifuru is the person, is the first in the Southeast. I don't even think any other Southeast governors have done that. That when he came first, he now saw that there is need to bring Ebonyi people, those in the street of Onitsha, Lagos, and all that, Port Harcourt, name all those major cities in Nigeria, to bring out of the street. He brought them and gave them 2 million naira, and after training them for a few months, gave them 2 million naira to go and now do meaningful businesses. We've created a lot of millionaires. These things are not nobody hears it because he's not a noisemaker. What he wants to do is to see how he can empower his people, and not for him to be making noise of his achievement. He's a grassroots politician and who knows the need of his people, and that's exactly what he's doing. There are a lot of things he's doing. He gives. You see, he also believes that this money for contract and all those things should not be capital flighted. What do I mean? He now gives contract to people from the Ebonyi state, so that money will domicile in Ebonyi. They will execute this job, and the money will revolve around Ebonyi. We have quarry companies here. We have all those things. You buy those things within, and the money circulates in Ebonyi to increase the revenue base of the state, and the people will be happy. These are things that this man does, and people, nobody hears about that, just because he's not the type that like all this praise singing.
But can you mention a few legacy projects with all of this you have said that he has executed and maybe commissioned?
Well, if what I told you about our people in Overseas is not a legacy program or a legacy whatever, I don't know what else could be. There are other legacy projects he has done. If you go to the street of Abakaliki, go to this place we had University of Ebonyi State, CAS. I don't know whether you've been there. The whole of that street, because you people are just painting street in Enugu here under your governor.
Let's concentrate on the boy.
Yes, I am telling you, I want to cross-match them. If you go there, go and see all those streets that were so impassable before now, and bridges and all those things. He has done them. It's just because people don't tell you what he has done, or that he should now come and be commissioning them. Go and look at the kilometer. If you measure them, there are so much that he has done there. I'm not trying to praise him. I am telling you exactly what I know about what he has done. Do you get? There are a lot of projects, like we came and understood the fact that our traditional rulers also need a befitting homes. He has commissioned a lot of duplexes for them. We must, because it's just in Igbo land that we don't respect traditional rulers. But we want to start it in the Ebonyi state. Our traditional rulers they drive jeeps, they live in good homes now, courtesy of His Excellency Governor Nwifuru. There are a lot of, must we come and he said it, that people should wait and see the kind of projects that he will commission. What he has 8 years mandate with our people.
You can't be sure.
I am telling you.
Don't you think you are underestimating the
and I am not overestimating. I am telling you. You see, we have our peculiarity in Ebonyi State, and especially when you are doing well. You get. Nwifuru is from Ebonyi North. Ebonyi North Senatorial District, and it is their turn. So, and every other person that have governed this state, Ebonyi State, has ruled. They've all ruled for 8 years, and we are not saying that because every other person that governed the state ruled for 8 years, he also must be 8 years. We are saying that based on what he has done for Ebonyi State, his 8 years is sacrosanct.
But some people say that a bulk of the people, the citizens of Ebonyi State, are for Peter Obi, and that Peter Obi was seen as part of, or is seen as part of the coalition. Don't you think it will have effects?
See, with all due respect, Peter Obi is a good person, but one person cannot make a forest, or a tree cannot make a forest. But I am telling you, there is nothing P2B can do in Ebonyi State as to change the narrative concerning our governor. Our governor, you see, why are you changing a winning team? And even the governor is not performing. It's a different issue. But I'm telling you, you can come and verify. You can come and see.
One of these days
I've given you some of the things that he has done. These are things that you can come and verify. These are factual things that are on ground. I can give you phone numbers of some of them that are in UK. You can call them. That one cost the government over, I think it was over 20 billion naira. And that is what we call investment in the future of the Ebonyi citizens. Samebu did this in this SLTV. Dr. Samebu did this thing. Most of them now, but not to this magnitude. Not to this magnitude. Most of those people he sent to UK and all other every institutions overseas are now the professors you see in Ebonyi State. I am telling you, and now building people. And that is exactly what see, this man is a type that also believe in the fact that government is continuing. Do you know all the previous government's projects that were seen abandoned is revitalizing them and bringing them to use? Do you know we had the shopping mall, one of the best shopping malls in east of the Nigeria, if not in Nigeria, built by His Excellency Umezumahi. This man, His Excellency Francis Umefu, had just cleared the debt. The whole of them were owing for electricity. Over $1 billion. What else do you want? And has made sure that that place is up and doing just the way they handed it over to him. Go to Ebonyi State. It's just that the man is not the type that like singing. Doesn't he before he came into governance, he planned it. Like I said, he was a speaker for 8 years. He knows where he pinches his people, and that is why he's busy. Rural road. Do you know he shared 2 kilometers of roads that leads to all the ACEs in all the 141 communities? In all, he shared to another kilometer of road to 171 wards in the Ebonyi State. These are roads that are ongoing. These are massive projects. Go and calculate the kilometer. You know what this man is doing. Because we also know that we are agrarian society. We want to link all the roads so that our food products can be brought to the market and be sold for our people to make money. Do you know what he has done? There are people he sent for agri training. When they came, he gave them 3 million naira for them to start off. These are things that people that are not in the public domain, and people cannot. They don't want to see this thing as an improvement and development.
No. He
has done so well.
But there is an issue that I would like you to touch before we go, because time is not on our side. There's this issue about some taxation controversy. How is it turning out in Ebonyi?
Well, you know, the taxation, there are some that are controlled by the federal government, there are some that are controlled by the state, and all that and all that. And don't forget that sometimes you see a number of persons coming to say they are collecting this revenue and all that. He has told everybody that all these people that does menial jobs and all those things and everything, all these petty traders, nobody should pay tax. He has made it clear, he has said it, and everybody had it. If you see any, and he said, if you see anybody,
but some people are doing it.
If they are doing it, of course, the Minister of Market Development and all that, and all the ministries that are in charge of those places they collect this tax, they are on them. You see, there is no way you can take away touting completely, but they are on them. So, but government has made it clear that nobody should tax any of those menial and little petty traders in Ebonyi State, and they are happy for it. I'm just telling you, Ebonyi State is like, you talk about security, talk about a lot of things. Ebonyi State is like safer, it's the safest place in Southeast, and I know you know. You don't have, unless all these pockets of small, but all these major killings and all those things and everything you see, you don't see it. Ebonyi State, and the governor is a peace-loving man. Look at what he did in Ezulo, what he did in Effium, he ended many years trouble that have taken the lives of Ebonyi people, and they are living in peace. In all the places that are crisis here and there because of land issues and all that, he has waded in and consulted and directed his Ministry of Conflict and Border to make sure that there is peace. And this is not as if he just direct, he goes there himself and calls people, because he knows the importance of peace. That if there is no peace in Ebonyi State, it will be difficult to govern. And because of his disposition, people are always agreeing, no matter how many years these problems have been, and they are now agreeing to demarcate and solve these problems, and created some autonomous communities like in Effium to make sure that these problems are solved permanently and the people are happy. That is the kind of person he is, and that is the kind of governor we have. Everybody is happy, everybody is free. Even people are angry to join his party because of the person of the governor.
Well, we just have a few minutes left, but I'd like to ask you your final words on how confident you are about the governor.
Well, I am very, very confident. Like I told you before, I'm a member of Francis Frontier. I hold the office of Director of Event and Protocols, Ebonyi State, Francis Frontiers. And when I tell you that before now, I was in a PDP, it was because of the person of him before the election, before his election as a governor, that now talked to me, and I joined because I know what he can do, and I have not been disappointed. So Francis Frontier is the type that have galvanized support. I said, if you see the magnitude, the kind of person that are there, you will know that second tenure of His Excellency Muifuru is assured.
Thank you very much. On this wonderful note, I would like to appreciate you for coming on the show. Thanks for coming. I've been talking with Barrister Okeze Frederick Mwambo. He's been talking about Ebonyi State. And that's our show for today. My name is Luke Mbo.
Save Nature TV, news in your pocket.